Hi friends, good morning. Today I will explain about data sharing in Snowflake. That means how the data can be shared to other teams or downstreams we have, or how we can share the data to other Snowflake users as well as non-Snowflake users. I will explain both theoretically and practically in this session. Okay? Okay. So first of all, what is data sharing? It's nothing but sharing the data securely with other users. That can be a Snowflake user or non-Snowflake user. So in Snowflake, we can share the data very securely with other Snowflake users. Suppose I have an account, Snowflake account, and you have another account, Snowflake account. So we both are Snowflake users. How I can share my data with you? Okay, we'll see today, both theoretically and practically. Suppose I am a Snowflake user and you are a non-Snowflake user. That means you don't have a Snowflake account. In that case, how I can share my data that present in Snowflake database with you? Okay, we'll see that as well. So for Snowflake users, okay, we can directly share the data by creating share objects. Okay, but for non-Snowflake users, we have to create reader accounts and then share the data with those users. Okay, we'll see this in detail in the later slides and as well as practically we'll see. So first of all, we'll see what is a provider and consumer. Provider is nothing but who is sharing the data by creating a share object. Okay, and consumer is who is consuming the data or using the data. Suppose I want to share my data with you. Okay, so I am a provider here. That means I have data in my database I want to share with you. In that case, I will be the provider and you want the data, right? You will be consuming the data. So you are a consumer. Okay. So shared data can be consumed by consumers own compute resources. Suppose I have data in my database I have shared with you. Okay, you are a another Snowflake user and you want to consume my data. Once after sharing my data with you, so you can consume the data with your own compute resources. That means you can create your own virtual warehouses and you can query the data by using your compute resources. Okay. So let's see the same diagrammatically. So what is a provider? What is a consumer? Suppose consider each of this box is a Snowflake account. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Snowflake accounts we have. That suppose 7 Snowflake users we have. Okay. So in this case, so if you see here, he is a provider. That means he has his own data in his Snowflake account. This user has his database. Okay, so you can see this inner box here. This is the database. Okay, so he is the provider. That means he is sharing the data with another consumer. So if you see this down box, he is a consumer. Okay, so he is a provider. He is sharing the data with a consumer. So you can see, you can say like these blue boxes are databases of providers. Okay, and these are the shared databases. These pink boxes are shared databases in the consumer accounts. Okay, so if you see this box here, there are so many databases. This provider in his account he has so many databases. He is sharing one database with this consumer, he is sharing this database with this consumer, and these databases with other consumers. So he is provider and he has multiple consumers, so that is possible. One provider can share the data with the multiple consumers. At the same time, one consumer can get the data from multiple providers. If you see this consumer account, he is getting the data from this provider as well as this provider. So one consumer can get data from multiple providers. At the same time, one provider can share the data with the multiple consumers. Don't confuse here. Both options are available here. Okay, so here also you can see, so this account is as acting both as a provider and consumer. That means he is consuming the data from this provider. If you see this pink box, this data is getting from this provider. That means he is a consumer here. At the same time, he is sharing the data, okay, with another consumer. In that case, he is a provider. So this is also possible. A Snowflake user can act as both a provider and consumer. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now, so this is a good question. What objects can be shared? Okay, so first of all, let's see what is a share. Shares are named database objects that contains all of the information required to share a database, like the object grants and consumer account details. So first of all, if we want to share the data with other Snowflake users or non-Snowflake users, first of all we have to create a share object. Okay, it's a named database object. Okay, so you have to create that object in your database. Okay, then for that share you have to grant access on all your databases, schemas and tables you want to share. So first of all, I'll create a share object, then I will grant access on the database to that share, then grant uses on particular schema to that share, again grant select or whatever the permissions we want to share. Okay, with that on the tables with that share object. So now my share object is holding all the grants I want to share, right? It is holding all the grants that I want to share the data. It can be a database, it can be a schema, it can be a table, or it can be view. It is holding all the grants. And the same time, it will be holding the consumer account details as well. That means suppose I have a share and I have given all the grants to that share. Now I want to share the data with some consumer, right? So I have to add consumer to that share. Don't confuse, okay? I have a share. Now I can add multiple consumers to that share. So suppose I have data, okay? I have some 4 or 5 consumers. I want to share the same data with 4 to 5 consumers. So we don't need to create 4 or 5 share objects. So we can share only a single share object, and we can add all the consumer details, consumer account details to that share object. Okay, so we can add multiple consumers to the same share object if I want to share same set of data with the multiple consumers. Okay, so finally what is a share? It's a named database object that contains all the object grants and the customer account details or consumer account details. Okay, and what all the objects can be shared in Snowflake? So these are the objects that we can share with other Snowflake users as well as non-Snowflake users, like tables we can share, external tables we can share, secure views we can share, secure materialized views we can share, secure UDFs, user defined functions also we can share. So if you see here, uh, uh, I mentioned only secure views and secure materialized views. That means we cannot share views and materialized views. If it is a secure view or secure materialized view, then only we can share. Okay, we'll see this in practical. We cannot share normal views or normal materialized views. Okay, we can share only secure views and secure materialized views with consumers. Okay, now let's see what is a reader account. Okay, this is very important. So data sharing is only supported between Snowflake accounts, right? Suppose if I am a Snowflake user and you are a non-Snowflake user, I cannot share directly data with you because the data can be shared between two Snowflake accounts, or yeah, it can be shared between two Snowflake accounts. So in case, in our example, you are a non-Snowflake user, I am a Snowflake user, but I want to share the data. So how can this how this can be done? Okay, so if we want to share the data with the non-Snowflake users, we can create a reader account for them. That means if I want to share my data with you, okay, I can create one reader account for you. Okay, I can set some user ID and password, and I can give those credentials to you. Now you are my reader account. Okay, so I have created reader account, setting up the user ID and password and giving it to you. So what you can do, reader accounts provide a quick, easy and cost-effective way to share the data without requiring consumer to become a Snowflake customer. That means you no need to create a Snowflake account for you. Okay, I am creating a reader account for you and giving the credentials. You can consume my data by using that reader account. And each reader account belongs to the provider account that created it. So even though you have some reader account with you, you cannot do anything with that. That means you cannot drop that account, you cannot do any DML operations on that reader account. Okay, it completely belongs to the provider account. Okay, so readers cannot perform any DML operations, they will have only select access. Okay, so reader accounts, they just can consume the data, they cannot disturb the main provider account data. Okay, and for this is important. Billing will be calculated in provider's account itself. As you are a non-Snowflake user, I am just creating one reader account for you and giving it to you just to consume the data. Okay, but as you are not a direct Snowflake user, I am creating a Snowflake account for you, that is a reader account. So all the billing for that reader account will be calculated in my provider's account itself. That means all the virtual warehouses, whatever you are using, okay, for that also bill will be coming to the provider account. Okay, so this is very important. So if you see, in case of sharing the data with other Snowflake users, there they can consume the data by using their own resources. But here it's not like that. Okay, in case of reader accounts, the billing will be calculated to provider account itself. Okay, so now you can see here. So again, consider this box is a Snowflake account. Okay, so here there are total three Snowflake accounts: one, 2 and 3. And if you see here, this is a provider account. This Snowflake, in this Snowflake account, this is a provider account. Okay, here we are sharing the data with another consumer. Okay, we are sharing data with one consumer. Now I want to share the data with another non-Snowflake user. Here in the first case, we are sharing the data with a Snowflake user, other Snowflake user. Okay, but I want to share the data with non-Snowflake user. In that case, what I can do, so I am creating a reader account. Okay, suppose if I want to share the data with two non-Snowflake users, I am creating two reader accounts and giving the credentials to them. So if you see, these pink boxes are inside these blue boxes. That means even though these are separate accounts, they are belonging to this provider account. They are not different, completely different Snowflake account. They are just reader accounts, and those reader accounts belongs to this provider account. Okay, like this, you can understand by using this diagram, I hope. Okay, so here in the first example we are sharing with the other Snowflake user. In the second example, we are creating a reader account for the non-Snowflake users and giving those credentials so that they can consume the data. Okay, so this is how we can share the data with non-Snowflake users by creating a reader account for them. Okay, so that's it. Uh, this is about data sharing feature available in Snowflake. Now we will see practically. That means how to create a share object, how to grant privileges to that share object, how we can add a consumer account to that share object, and how a consumer can consume the data after uh, sharing the data, how we can create a reader account. Okay, we'll see all those things practically. Okay, let me log into Snowflake now. Okay, so if you see, currently I have two databases. One is the default database Snowflake, and the other one is MyDB, the database created by me. Okay, so now where we can look at the shares, that incoming shares and outbound shares. Okay, let's go here. Okay, the home button, and go to the data. data option. So here you can see three options: databases, private sharing, and provider studio. So you go to private sharing. Okay, so when you click on private sharing, so there are three options coming. Okay, one is shared with me, and the other one is shared by my account, and the last one is reader accounts. Okay, so currently we are in with the shared with me. That means this window will show us what are all the inbound shares. That means if there is some other user is sharing data with us, okay, the incoming share details we can see here. Suppose if you see here, there are two inbound shares. Okay, one is Snowflake account usage. It was shared by a user Snowflake. Okay, and we have one more like sample data. In one of my previous recordings, I have already explained. So if we want to practice in Snowflake, we need some sample data, right? So Snowflake is sharing this sample data with us. Okay, so these are the two inbound shares we have. So if I want to practice, if I want to use this data, I can get this data into my database. So how to get that? Okay, so when you just click here, get share data, okay, this window will appear. Okay, now you have to put some uh, database name. Okay, for that, so I'm just simply putting sample data as my database name. Okay, and you just click on get data. Okay, so if you just click on this view database, you can see. Okay, so here you can see along with the MyDB and Snowflake, now we can see one more database is coming here. Okay, so if you want to see, okay, you can click on this databases as well. Here it appears. Okay, MyDB, Snowflake, and just now we have consumed the inbound share, that Snowflake is sharing some sample data, right? Now we are consuming it. In this case, Snowflake is the provider. They are providing some sample data. They are sharing some sample data. So anyone who creates the Snowflake account, okay, they will get this sample data. So everyone is a consumer of Snowflake, the Snowflake main user. Snowflake is sharing this data. Whoever creates a account with the Snowflake. Okay, so we are all consumers of this sample database now. Okay, so if you want to see here, you can just click on the sample data. Here it has so many schemas. Okay, like information schema, the default one, which give all the details about tables, fields, and everything. Okay, and there are two types of schemas. One is TPCDS one, and another one is TPCH one. So I already explained in one of the one of my recording where I was explaining about snow site. Okay, so these four schemas contain same set of tables but different number of rows. So if we choose this schema, it will contain only thousands of rows, but if you go here, it will contain lakhs of rows. If you go here, this account, this schema, it will contain millions of rows, and if you go here, it will contain like 150 million, or even some tables billions of rows. Okay, so if we want to practice with a small data set, we can choose this schema. If we want to practice with very big data set, we can choose this schema. So the schema names are different, but the set of tables are same set of tables with different row count. Likewise, here we have two more schemas. These also same. Okay, here the name is different, but it contains same set of tables with a different row count. Okay, so now we have consumed this data. Now, how to share the data? That means if I have some data in my database, how can I share the data with other Snowflake users as well as other non-Snowflake users? We'll see that now. Okay. So before that, I want to set up some data. Okay. So I have the queries readily available. I'm just copy pasting it. I'm opening a worksheet here. So I'm just selecting some warehouse to run my queries. Okay. So just copy all the commands into this worksheet. Okay, now we'll see. First of all, before sharing the data, I want to set up some data. I want to create some database schema, then tables and views, then share those data. That means share those tables with other Snowflake users and non-Snowflake users. We'll see. Okay, so first of all, I want to create a database. Okay, I'm creating by using this command, create database name. Okay, so database creation completed. If you want to check, so we are creating a database with the name customer DB. Okay, just you can go here and refresh. Now you can see one more database is coming. Just now we have created. Okay, so inside this I want to create two schemas. One is customer tables and another one is customer views. Okay, so let me create these two schemas. Now you can just open this database. Okay, and refresh it. Now it is displaying two schemas, customer tables and customer views. Okay, so I want to create all my tables in this customer tables, and I want to create all my views in this customer view schema. Okay, that's why I have created two schemas, one for tables and one for views. Otherwise we can create only one in that only. So if you open this, it will show many options: tables, views, stages. Okay, so whenever you create a table, it will be stored in the tables. Whenever you create a view, it will be stored in the views. But I'm creating two different schemas. One is to store all my tables and one is for all my views. Okay, so now okay, so my database is ready, my schemas are ready. Now I want to create some tables with some sample data. So here what I am doing, instead of loading the data from AWS or some internal stages, okay, I am just using the sample data. We just have seen, right, Snowflake is sharing some sample data with each and every customer who is creating a free account with Snowflake. Okay, now I want to utilize the same data. So we have seen, right, TPCHSF1 is one of the database. If you see here, okay, in the sample data Snowflake, so we have this one TPCHSF1. Okay, so I want to utilize that same TPCHSF1 and customer. So now I am creating a table, create some tables in the table schema. So create table customer db dot customer tables dot customer. So in customer database, in customer table schema, I am creating a table with name customer, where I am selecting the data from the sample data customer table. Okay, so I'm just copy pasting the data from this sample database to the customer database just now I have created. This is just sample data setup, right, before sharing it. That's why I'm creating. Okay, so the table has been created. Okay, now I am creating one more table with the name orders. Okay, I'm copying this orders table from sample data schema. Okay, so just run this command. This will create orders table in our customer database. We'll see that. So if you want to see, you can just go to this customer tables, open the tables option. Okay, now you can see there are two tables created, customer and orders. We just have created. Now let's go to customer views. Okay, and go to views option, views menu. So as of now there are no views. Now I want to create some views as well, because I want to share the views also with the other Snowflake users. Okay, so I'm creating a view in view schema. Okay, so my view, this is my view definition. Okay, I don't want to select all the data from the customer table. Okay, I just want to get some data from customer table and uh, nation table. Okay, so this is just a combination I'm joining customer table and nation table and getting the required fields like the customer key, customer name, customer address, customer phone number. Okay, where I am suppose I am creating this view with all Brazilian customers data. Okay, so if you can see, I'm just joining the nation table by using nation key, and I'm applying a filter where nation name equals to Brazil. That means I want to share only Brazilian customers data with other Snowflake users. That is my requirement. I don't want to share complete data. Okay, I want to share only Brazilian customers data with one of my other Snowflake user. Okay, So I'm just creating this view. Okay, now I'm creating a secure view. Okay, first of all we have created a normal view. Now I'm creating a secure view. Create or replace secure view. Okay, secure view underscore customer. Select only customer key, customer name, customer address, and customer phone number from the from the customer db dot customer table schema. We have created this table and loaded some data from sample data, right? I'm utilizing the same table here. By using this table I'm creating a secured view. Okay, secure view. So we have created one view and one secure view. Now I want to create a materialized view also. Okay, so create materialized view. Okay, materialized view name as select star from the same table. Whatever I have used here I'm using the same. Okay, but this is a materialized view. I hope you have some idea on what is a materialized view, what is a secure view, what is a normal view. If you don't have idea, you can watch my video. There is a video in my channel with the name views and materialized views. You can watch that video where you will get complete details about views and materialized views and secure views. Okay. So now I want to create one more secure materialized view. Okay. So we have created one normal view, one secure view, one materialized view. Now I want to create a secure materialized view. Okay. So this is the definition. Select create secure materialized view, the view name, and select star from this table, customer table. Okay. So let's create this. Okay. Now so just go here this left database window. Okay, just refresh here, then you can see all the views. See, we have created one normal view, one secure view, one materialized view, and one secured materialized view. Okay, so now we have created tables and views. Now I want to share all these tables and views with one of the Snowflake user, other Snowflake user. So how to do that? So while explaining the theory part, I have explained what is a share, right? So share is nothing but it's a database object uh, that contains all the grants to the tables. Okay, and the consumer account details, right? So now I am going to create one share object and assign all the grants, and I want to add one consumer account to that share. So we can do this in two ways. So create a share object. We can create and manage share objects in two ways. One is by using SQL queries like this. Okay, the second way is by using share tabs in UI. Okay, it was in the old this one old web UI. Now we can do this in the snow site. I will show you how to do. By using snow site we can do. Okay, so first let's see how we can do by using the graphical user interface. Okay, that means in the snow site window. Then we'll see how to do the same work by using queries. Okay, now I have created the tables and views, right? Now I want to share all these. Okay, all these tables and views with another Snowflake user. Okay, so let's go to this window. Okay, where we have this private sharing option. Just click on the private sharing. So this is the inbound share details shared with me. This contains the incoming shares. Here in this case we are the consumer. Now if I want to share data with other Snowflake users, okay, what I have to do, I have to go to this option, share shared by my account. Okay, as of now I am sharing nothing. Okay, I'm not sharing any tables or views, but now I want to share my tables and views with another Snowflake users. Okay, so how to do that? Okay, okay, so now you can go here, go this share option. Here there is a option called create a direct share. Just click on that. Okay, so here before creating a share I want to select the data. That means select the tables and views which I want to share. Okay, so just click on that select data. So it is showing two databases, my database and customer database. Now I want to share the tables and views from customer database. So just click here. Okay, in this there are so many schemas. Open the customer table schema. So here there are two tables, right? We have created customer and orders. Select both of them. Okay. Now come to the customer view schema. So if you see here, it is showing only two views. We have created four views. Okay, but here it is showing only two views. Why? So while explaining the theory part I told, right? So if we want to share the views, they should be secured views. We cannot share normal views or normal materialized views, we cannot share. So if we want to share any views, they should be, okay, either secure view or secure materialized view. That's why it is showing only two views, even though we have created four. Out of the four views we had created, only two are secure views, right? So so if you want to check, you can check here. So we have created four views, right? So one is a normal view, second one is a secure view, third one is a materialized view, that means normal materialized view, the fourth one is secure materialized view. So we have only two secure views. Okay, so I'm selecting these two secure views. Okay, done. Just click on done. Now it is showing. So what are the things we are sharing here? And also it is we are sharing four tables and views. Okay, two views and two tables, right? So total four objects we are sharing from customer DB. Now it is displaying one this one share name. This will be the share name. Okay, if we want to share this data with another Snowflake user, this is the thing. It will come to that Snowflake user whenever we add some account. Okay, we'll show you that. So this is the share name. By default it is coming. If you want to rename this, you can rename it. Okay, so like customer DB share. Okay, so I'm giving this customer DB share by Jana. Okay, description is not a mandatory field, it's optional, just ignore this. Okay, now we have to add all the list of consumers here. Okay, so that we can share those data with Snowflake, other Snowflake users. So I need one more Snowflake user or Snowflake account ID here. Okay, so I have another account. Okay, where, okay, so this is my another account. Okay, I'm just signing in, logging into here this account. Okay, so you can differentiate the accounts by the account ID. Okay, so it's coming, whenever I log in, it's coming to this data window. Now just go to this private sharing option. So here also you can see there are two incoming shares. uh, so both are from Snowflake. Okay, one is sample data and one is account usage. Okay, the next one is shared by my account. Okay, so here we don't have anything, we are not share with this account, we are not sharing anything. Okay, we'll come to reader accounts later. Okay, so now whenever I share the data with my other account, so this is my other account, right? So whenever I add this account, the other account here, then it should display one more incoming share. Okay, let's see that. So let's take the account ID from this URL. Okay, this is the account ID. Okay, just get this account ID, copy and just paste it here. Okay, so just select this. Okay, and just click on the create share. Okay, so now you can see here whatever we are sharing, this is the share name we just have created. Okay, okay, no, this is the consumer we just have shared. Okay, and this is the share name, customer DB share by Jana. Okay, and we haven't given any description, and these are the object details it is displaying. Customer DB two tables and one view. Why it is saying only one view? We'll see that. Okay, we'll see that later. It should be, it should display the materialized view as well. We'll see that is missing here. Okay, so now I am sharing tables and views with the other account. Okay, so let's go to that other account. Okay, so here just click on this refresh button in the other account. Now it is displaying, right, customer db share by Jana. So whatever we have shared here, customer db share by Jana. Now if I with the account, with the other account, if I want to consume this data, I just click on this get shared data. Okay, and I can give this I can give some name to this. Okay, so I am just giving customer data shared, customer db shared. Okay, so get data. Okay, just click on this view database. Now so it has a default Snowflake database, and you can see the customer data shared. So here you can see in the customer tables there are two tables. In the customer views, uh, okay, in the customer view schema, okay, so there are two views coming here. Okay, there it displayed. So total four objects we got. It was showing only three, but here if we see four, all the four objects we got. That means I'm not sure why it is displaying only two tables and one view here, but here we got both the views, right? Secure materialized view. Okay, so if you want to see the data, you can just click on this data preview. Okay, so here we need a warehouse to just to preview this data. Okay, just select this sample warehouse. Okay, and preview. So here it is displaying the data. This is the shared data, so where we have shared, right? So here in the other account we can see the data. So this is how we can easily share the data by using the snow site window. Okay, so this is one option we have. By using just user interface itself, we can create the share, we can create the share and share the data with other Snowflake users. Okay, the second option is, so by using, okay, the queries. Okay, so let me show this one more time, how we can, how simply we can share the data by using this queries also. Okay, so what I am doing, so I hope you understood how I am sharing the data by using the snow site window. Okay, now let's drop this share. Okay, I am dropping this share. Okay, so whenever I drop my share here, let's go to the other account and see. Okay, so this is the other account we have, right? So here come to private sharing. Okay, just refresh here. Now it's gone. Whatever the data we have shared, that's gone, right? Because we have dropped the share object here. Okay, so here, okay, so because we are not sharing the data here, we have dropped that share object. That's why it is not displaying anything here. Okay, there is nothing here. Okay, now let's do the same setup. Okay, so even though the drop uh, even though in this account we have dropped that share, but before dropping that we have consumed that data. That's why we can still see this database. Okay, because we have consumed it, we have created another similar database here with the shared data. That's why it is displaying the data here. Okay, okay, so here just the names are showing, but here it is saying, okay, database is no longer available for use, it will be recreated. Okay, there is no data, just only, okay, now I understood. The table structures and view structures are there, but the data is not there because we have dropped the share, right? That's why the data is not there. Now let's share the data again by using SQL queries. Okay, don't confuse here. I'm learning new things. Okay. Okay. Now come to the worksheets. Okay, with the provider account. Okay. Now we have seen this option by using Snowsite how we can share the data. Now let's do the same by using SQL queries. So first of all, I have to create a share. How to create a share? Okay, so this is the query: create or replace share name. Okay, so run this. Okay, the share has been created. Now we have to grant all the privileges to this share. So how to grant privileges to a share? So these are the commands. First of all, we have to grant uses on the database, that is customer database, to this share name. Okay, so just execute this. Okay, now we have to grant uses on the schema as well. Okay, so we have created two schemas: customer tables and customer views. Now I'm granting the usage on the schema customer tables to this share. Okay, now I am granting the select access on these two tables to this share. Okay, so both the statements ran successfully. Okay, now I want to grant uses on the other schema as well. The what is the other schema? We have customer views. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so we have granted access on the customer view schema to the share we had created. Now let's run this. Okay, grant select on the table. Okay, so these are views. We can use both views or tables. We can use anything. Okay, so let's view put view only so that you will not confuse. Okay, so grant select on view customer database customer view schema, and we had created four views, right, total. Okay, so you can see four views here. So first of all, I am granting the select access on the view normal view to this share. Let's run this and what will happen. So it is throwing some warning, some error, SQL compilation error. A view can only be shared if it is created as a secure view. So I told, right? So if it is a secure view, then only we can share. Otherwise, we cannot share. So this is clearly saying that. Okay. So now try to share the other view. Try to grant the access on the secure view. Okay. So this is the secure view we had created. That's why it's ran successfully. Let's do the same for the materialized view, normal materialized view. Again, the same error. Okay. So it is not a secured view. That's why we cannot grant access to the share. Okay. So now let's grant the select access on the secured materialized view. Okay. Now this is working because this is the secured materialized view. Okay. Now we have granted access on the database schema and tables and views. Okay, now how we can see now how we can see these share objects. Okay, so this is the command we can use: show shares. Okay, so this is giving the details. Okay, so here in this kind itself you can see it's a inbound share or outbound share. So now this is the outbound share we have created, customer data share. With this name only we have created the share name, right? So this is the outbound. That means we are the provider here and we are sharing the data with another account. Okay. So now if you see here, we are sharing the customer DB with the other Snowflake users. Now it is displaying with whom we are sharing the data. As of now, we have created only shared object, but we haven't added the consumer details. Okay, that's why it is showing empty. Okay, now let's do the same. Let's do that as well. Okay, now if I want to see what are all the tables and views and what are all the other objects I am sharing, okay, how we can see that information? We can simply execute this: show grants to the share customer data share. That means what are all the grants we have did here. If we want to see all those details, the tables and views information or external tables or whatever the objects we are sharing, if we want to see all those information, we can simply execute this command, show grants to the share and the share name we had given. Okay, so whenever you run this, you can see the output. Okay, so here we have granted usage on the database, usage on two schemas, customer tables and customer views, and the select access on the tables and views. Okay, so two tables, one secure view and one secure metallized view. So you can see all the details here. What are all the for what are all the tables we have granted the access to that share. If we want to see the details, we can run this command and see. Now we are ready. So we are done with creating a share and granting all the privileges to that share. Now I want to add consumer account for this share. Okay, so how to do that? Very simple. Alter share name, alter share name, add account. Okay, alter share name, add account equals to the account ID we have to give here. So let's get the account ID from here. Okay, before that, just see one more time here. So in the consumer account, let's see. So here there is no customer db shared. Okay, whenever I add account here, okay, it will immediately display again. Okay, so this is the account with I am sharing the data. Just run this command, alter share name, add account equals to the consumer account name. So statement executed successfully. Now let's see here, show shares. Okay, so now just come to this two part. Okay, so this is the account where we are sharing the data. So we are sharing the data to this account. Okay, why it is displaying some other name? That's okay. Let's go to that other account and let's see. Just refresh, go to other account and refresh here, shared with me, the incoming shares are inbound shares. Okay, so again it's coming customer data share. So if I want to get this data, if I want to consume this data shared by the other user, okay, get shared data. Okay, I can give some name here, customer data share. Okay, let's give the same name we had given already. What will happen? Let's see. Get the data. Okay, now view the database. Okay, so earlier we have seen, right, the customer tables, and these are the two tables. Okay, come to data preview. So now it is giving the data. So whenever I dropped the share object last time, it was, even though the table structure was there, but the data was not there. But now I'm sharing the data, right? Again sharing the data by using SQL queries now. So we can see this data. So if you want to see the data from views, okay, customer views, okay, okay, data preview. So we can see that. If you want to see this metallized view, okay, data preview, it is displaying the data. Okay, like this we can share the data by using SQL queries as well. This is very simple, right? All queries are very simple. First of all, we have to create a share object, then grant the uses on a database and schema, then grant the select privilege on the tables and views, or what are all the objects we want to share. Okay, then add a account to that share. Okay, this is the share. That's what I explained while explaining the theory, right? A share object, what is a share object? It's a named database object that contains all the grants and the consumer account details. So it contains all these grants. Okay, so if you want to see the grants, we can execute this, and it contains the um, account details, like with this account we are sharing the data. Okay, so that is how we can simply share the data. Suppose there will be some situations where we want to share all the database objects or all the schema objects. How we can do that? It's very simple. We have a direct command. So if I want to, here we are sharing only particular tables and views. Instead of that, I want to share complete database or one complete schema with other Snowflake users. Okay, it's very simple. The command is grant select on all tables in the schema. Okay, instead of listing out all the tables and the schemas one by one, we can simply grant select on all tables in the schema. Okay, we can execute this command. So if there are 100 tables in the schema, okay, all the 100 tables will be shared with the other Snowflake user. Suppose if I have a database, there are some 4 5 schemas, and under every schema there are a lot of tables again. And if I want to share the complete database with other Snowflake users, I can simply execute this grant select on all tables in the database customer DB to the share object we have created. We have to give that name. Okay, so like this we can share all the schema tables or all the schemas from a database at a time by using these commands. If we want to share only particular objects, okay, then we have to execute these commands. We have to give the particular names of tables or views or stages or external tables or what are all the objects we want to share. Okay, so this is about the provider side. Now, how to get this data in the consumer side? Okay, how to get this data consumer side? I have shown you already. By using UI, you can simply go to this private sharing and get share data. By just clicking on this, you can get. Otherwise, if you want to get this data by using queries, okay, this is the option. Okay, first of all we have to this is the consumer account, right? Let's copy these commands to consumer accounts. Okay, okay, I'm opening a worksheet. Okay, I'm pasting all the commands here. Now just run this show shares. Okay, unable to use the database. Okay, select some other. Okay, show shares. Okay, now it is showing there are three inbound shares. So if we see at the provider level, whenever we execute this show shares command at the provider, it is saying it's a outbound. Okay, so this customer DB is a outbound. Okay, but if you see here in the consumer account, this customer data shared is a inbound here because this is the consumer account. That's why it's a inbound for him. Now if I want to see this, what are all the objects I'm getting shared. So we can simply execute this command describe share name. So what is the share name here? Okay, so this is the share name. Just copy the share name and paste it here and run this. Okay, it is showing all the details. So whatever we have shared, whatever the databases, schemas, tables, views, that information it is giving here. So if I want to consume this data, okay, so how to do? Okay, it's by using a simple command like create a database. Now I'm giving another name, just customer database. I am giving another name because we have already consumed this data into customer DB shared, right? So now I am giving another name. I want to consume this data one more time. That's why I'm giving this another database name. Create database customer database from share. Okay, we have to pass this share name here as well. Okay, let's run this. Okay. Okay, so I am not aware of this. This is a new learning for me. So we cannot import the same data twice. Okay, so what we can do? Okay, so we have already this customer data shared, right? Okay, so go to this databases, customer data shared. our customer DB shared. This is the one we have done, right? So I am dropping this database. Okay. So I had created another. I am dropping. Now there are no incoming databases here. Now, oh, sorry. So we have dropped those databases in the provider accounts. That's okay. This alt tab is wrong. Okay, here we have. No problem. Not to worry. We are doing correct. Okay. So now let's create this. Create a database. Okay, customer database from this share. Okay. Now this has been executed successfully. Now you just refresh here. Now it will show the correct name, customer database, cust underscore database from this share. So if I want to see the data, okay, so these are the schemas and tables we have. If I want to see the data from this table, okay, select star from customer DB shared, but we have given this name, customer database dot customer table schema, and customer is the table name. Just run this. So we can see the data here. Okay, so this is how we can share data and we can consume data by using both the option. One is using this user interface from Snowsite, and one is by using the SQL queries. Okay, so these are the queries we can use to share the data and to consume the data. Okay, so now we are clear, right, how we can share the data and consume the data with other Snowflake users. In case of we want to share the data with non-Snowflake users, suppose I am the provider and you are the consumer, but you don't have a Snowflake account. So what to do? So I had already explained while explaining the theory, right? So what I will do, I will create a reader account and I will set some credentials, user ID and password, and I will share those details with you so that you can use my data or you can read my data. So you are a reader account. So I am creating a reader account and giving it to you. Okay, so let's do that practically, how we can implement that reader accounts concept in Snowflake. Okay, data sharing to non-Snowflake users. So first of all we have to create a reader account. So for that the command is a simple command, create managed account. So this is the syntax. So whenever you say create account, that will not work. So we have to create a managed account, and this is the customer analyst. Suppose in my organization, so we are a developers team and we have a Snowflake account, and there is a separate analyst team. Okay, they don't have a Snowflake account. Okay, they are non-Snowflake customers, non-Snowflake users. Now I want to share the data with the other team, analyst team. So what I am doing here, I am creating a account customer analyst for them, and I am setting some account name and password, and giving those URL, user ID and password to those analyst team members. Okay, so let's do that. Create managed account, and this is the account name I'm putting, managed reader account name, and the admin name. So whenever we want to set some account, create some account, definitely we have to provide the admin account ID and admin password, right? So this is the admin ID I'm putting, and this is the admin password I'm putting, and the type is it's a reader account. So we know, right, we want to create a reader account. That's why I'm giving type as reader. So let's run this. Okay, so this is the account we had created. Okay, now so how we can see this reader account details? How we can see reader accounts? Just click on this show managed accounts. So this is not click. just run this command, show managed accounts. Okay, so this will give, so this is the reader account we have created. Okay, and this is, we have created this reader account on the AWS because our provider account is on the AWS cloud, and this is the region we have selected while choosing the while creating the provider account. The same will come here. Okay, and this is the reader account ID. This was created on this date and timestamp, and this is the URL we have to share with our, okay, this is the URL we have to share with our uh, customer analyst team. Okay, by using this URL they can log into this Snowflake reader account, and they can use our, consume our data. Okay, okay, so this is account locator URL, and is reader, yes, this is a reader account, that's why it's this option is true, this value is true. Okay, now let's give this, suppose here we don't have any other reader, right? So I'm the, suppose I'm also the reader. Okay, so I'm just taking this URL. Okay, I'm just clicking on that URL, then this is taking me to a new window where it is asking for the username and password. So let's look what is the username and password we have given. These are the username, and this is the password we have given. Okay, just I'm logging into Snow site. It is giving me the option to log into old web UI, but now I am logging into Snow site. Okay, okay, so this is the customer analyst account. Okay, because we have given that name only, right? So if you see what is the account name we had given, customer analyst, that's why it is displaying customer analyst. Okay, now go to the data. Okay, now go to this private sharing, this is at the reader account level. Okay, so whenever you go here, it is showing private sharing. Okay, we have created the reader account, but we haven't granted the share to this account, right? So let's do that. Okay, now we have to, how we can share, how we can add the consumer account to this, by using the command alter share name, add account equals to reader account ID. So what is the reader account ID? So this is the reader account ID. Okay, okay, let's run this and see what will happen. Okay, so this is working. Alter share name, add account equals to the whatever the reader account we had created, just take that ID and execute this. Okay, in the earlier versions, right, when I was using the web UI before Snowsite, this command was not working, so we had to give this option as well. If we want to share the data with the reader accounts, we had to give, but now I hope this is working without this share restrictions equals to false option. This is working as expected. Okay, so now let's go to this reader accounts and just click on this refresh. Oh, why it's not coming? Maybe we have to use this option. Mm, what is happening? Okay, yeah, correct. So if all the shares will work with only account admin can share the data or can consume the data. So whenever we logged in, it logged in with the predefined role sysadmin. Now I am just changing to account admin. Okay, so whenever I change to account admin and just refresh here, it is showing me the share details in the reader account. So if I want to consume this data, I can just do this by using two ways. One is by just clicking on this get share data, and the other one is by using SQL queries. So let's do this by using this user interface. Click on this get share data, give some name, customer DB reader. Okay, and just click on get data. Okay, done. Now you just come to this databases. Now you can see in the consumer reader account, you can see this customer DB reader. Okay, so if I want to execute any commands on this, or if I want to see the data here, I can simply see the data. So I am just going into the customer views and secure view underscore customer. Okay, so data preview. Okay, so we haven't created any warehouses here, that's why we are not able to see this data. So let's go quickly create a warehouse. Okay, and just try to look at the data. How to create the warehouse? Go to the admin option. Okay, click on warehouses. Okay, I have already clearly explained how to create warehouses in another video. Okay, you can get it from my YouTube channel. Just click on this warehouse. Okay, choose extra small one. Okay, and just using all the options as it is. Okay, reader warehouse, I'm giving the name. Okay, create a warehouse. Okay, I don't want to change any properties. This is for just reader account purpose, right? So now I have created the reader warehouse. Now you can give any name, not only reader warehouse. Now let's quickly go through the databases. Okay, so customer DB, customer views secure view underscore customer. Okay, now just click on this data preview. Here it is still not displaying the data because we haven't chosen any warehouse. Okay, let's choose the warehouse and click on preview. Okay, see, it is displaying the data whatever we have shared with the provider account. Okay, so this is how we can create a reader account and share the data with non-snowflake users. Okay, let me summarize whatever I did. Okay, so the same way, even we can consume the data by using SQL queries in the reader account, just like we did here above, right? How we consumed the data at the consumer side. Like the same way, we can, by using SQL queries, we can consume the data at reader level. Okay, I'm not executing this again, but if you want to do this by using SQL queries, you can use this. Okay, so let me summarize. In case of we want to share the data with non-snowflake users, how to do? First of all, we have to create a managed account with some account name. We have to give some account name and password. Okay, whenever we do this, whenever we run this command, a account will be created. If we want to see the account URL and account details, we can just click on this show managed accounts. It will give all the URL and other things. So let's simply share this account locator URL with your readers, to whom you want to share the data, to the team or to that user. Just give this URL and whatever the username and password you had given. Okay, so that they can just go to this URL by using this user ID and password, they can log in. Okay, and they can get the data. And if you want to share this data with those non-snowflake users, okay, so you have to add those reader account details to your share. So in the earlier steps we had created this share and given all the grants, right? So the same tables I want to add, I want to share with the reader account that just now we have created. So this is the command: alter share name, add this reader account details. Just execute this. I think this is not required. You can directly use this command. Okay, and you can, if you want to consume this data at the reader side, just go to that reader account by using the URL it was generated. Just log in with the username and password we had created, and there you can consume the data by using two options. One is by using the this private sharing. Okay, so here you can just do this by using the click on the data, get data, click by just clicking on get data, or you can do the same by using the SQL queries at the reader side. So if you want to use the data, first of all you have to create a warehouse. Okay, by default the warehouse will not be available in the reader accounts, so you can just create a warehouse. So you can create warehouse by using two options again. One is simply by using this uh, command, SQL command, or by using here. Okay, I have shown right in the admin. Go to warehouses and create a new warehouse. Just provide the name. Just select the size. Okay, so here just click on the new warehouse, provide the name and size, and create the warehouse. Then come back to data. Okay, so now you can select the data from the Snowset or by using the SQL queries with that warehouse. Okay, so this is how we can share the data with Snowflake users as well as non-Snowflake users by using two ways. One is by using the user interface, another one is by using the SQL queries. Okay, I hope you are clear. So if you have any doubts, you can reach me. Okay, you can mention your doubts in the comment section of this video. I will definitely come back and I can answer. Okay, thank you. Thank you, friends. Please subscribe to my channel and please click on that bell item so that you will get alerts. Whenever I post some video, you can get alert and you can watch that video. I will try to cover all the videos, all the Snowflake videos in my channel. Thank you, friends. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you again. Bye. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you have any doubts, you can reach me on this email ID. Thank you.